Hello and welcome. This is Tanya Brown with Lauren St. Julian, and I want to talk to you about your business. One of the things that I've noticed from clients, from colleagues, as entrepreneurs, one of the things that you don't realize is the loneliness that you experience when you're a solopreneur and you don't have a team and you're just starting up, or even if you are, you've been in the game for a long time, but it's still you. You're it. You are your business. Um, it's hard when you don't have colleagues or people with similar backgrounds or similar, not the same type of business, but are in business or are starting a business that you can network with and you can speak to. Case in point, as a psychic and clairvoyant, when I get, and I call these wins, when I get these amazing readings, I in the beginning, I couldn't really speak to my friends about that because they didn't understand. They didn't understand the joy or the psychic high that I would get from the way in which I was getting information and the congratulations I felt when my clients validated what I was saying. Um, you know, it's not something they can experience. But then when I speak to friends of mine who are psychics, mediums, or clairvoyants, and I'll share with them my wins, they understand where I'm coming from, and they'll also reciprocate in kind and tell me, what happened to them, and I can understand. So when I speak to my friends, and it's not about husbands or boyfriends or children or their jobs, and it's about my business, they don't really have any point of reference to understand where I'm coming from. Add in the fact that I'm psychic and clairvoyant, that's a whole nother, you know, bag that they can't really grasp. They can nod and say, "Oh wow, that's amazing," but they don't get it. And when I talk about how great my book is selling, or the new client that I just brought on board, or the great win that the client experienced, or the testimonial that I received that blew me away, they don't have a point of reference for this. Also, as I one of the other things that I've noticed, especially with clients, is when we strategize and we plan for where their business is going, they just, it's such a huge relief to them to have someone who's been there, done that, and can also share with them what I see going forward and give them the validation that the things that are moving in a good direction, or the fact that what they desire is actually going to come to fruition. I think it was Rumi that said it, and I quote, the things you desire also desire you. And that's one of the things that I love about doing readings, especially a business deep dive reading, is where when I tell a client what I see for them in their business future, and it doesn't matter if their business is just starting out, if it's just a kernel idea, and that's another thing, because there's so many people who are frustrated with where their business is going, or just trying to formulate their business. When I see what what I see for their business going forward, and I clarify with them that that's actually going to transpire because I'm seeing it, and the fact that I don't know them. My clients literally are international. It's not somebody that I met in passing. I do get referrals, but I don't know anything other than their name, and sometimes they give me their date of birth, even though I don't really need that. But other than their name, spirits know who I'm referring to, and they connect with that person's guides and share the information. So when I validate for them what I see, and when I say validate, there was a client, just using one as an example, that I gave her all this information, and she had a lot of it felt to her to be very, very valid. But then my guides gave me some information to validate what I was saying was accurate. Case in point, they described her house, and they described her eating habits. She had dietary issues in which there were certain things that she could have, and the things that I named were the only things she could have. So that was their way of validating that I wasn't making the stuff up, and the accuracy of the information. So again, when the thing that I want to talk to you about is you're booking a business deep dive session with me. It's a 45 to 60-minute session. Chances are I always go over the 45 minutes because I come to the conversation with, I connect and tap in before we get on the phone call or before we get on Skype, or even before we get on Facebook video, depending upon how or where my clients are situated. We accommodate it in that regard. But before the phone call starts, I connect, tap in, I take notes of what they're giving me, showing me what I feel. Case in point with the feeling. One client, something told me to ask my guides to show me or let me feel how she's feeling. And when they did, I started to feel trouble breathing. It felt like a panic attack. It was like I was really having trouble getting my oxygen. And then they, gave me some other stuff more focused on her business and her life. And when we got on Skype, I said to her, the first thing I have to tell you is this is what I felt. And she said to me, oh my God, I'm so gobsmacked that you said that, because for I think it was a month or a month and a half, she said, I've been feeling this way, and I've just, whatever, I've been ignoring it. And one of the things I said to her, because I don't like doing health-related reasons, just because of the fact that I don't have any medical background. So, and not that that's relevant, I just don't like getting the medical information. But in this instance, I said to her, I have no medical background. I said, other than Grey's Anatomy, that's the extent of my medical expertise. But the fact that they're giving this to me is a reason for me to share it with you, because clearly they want you to go to the doctor and get yourself checked out, which she did. And it was a panic attack, and they gave her, medically speaking, things, ways in which she can deal with that. And we moved on. But matter of fact, I connected with her about a couple months ago. She is literally, now here's the thing, she came to me stressed, confused, and actually I'm going to put in the link her actual post that was in Facebook. She was lacking in clarity, and this is somebody who literally had no business. She was trying to start a business and she didn't know what to do. The call basically gave her clarity, did a deep dive into her business and in her health, which was not my intention. And now, this is a year and a half later, she is literally doing it. She is literally traveling the world, doing it's food related. I don't really want to screw it up and talk about her business. Actually, I'll see if I can find a link to it. But she is doing the writing and the food stuff that her business was formed on, and it's what I saw in my reading to her. So again, she came in confused, stressed, a lot of anxiety, and she walked away with a clear vision of where she was going, and basically she got there. She got she got a little more than she intended, because a lot of the things that I said that she thought were a bit pipe dreams and sounded great actually did come to fruition. So, my point here is I'm not a magician. I don't pull rabbits out of a hat, even though I love little bunnies. But my point is I share with you what I see. What I'm telling you is what I see you doing going forward, and in the sessions, how we ended up is I give you some tips and tricks and tools in which you can get started today. You can get moving, things that, can put your action into work. That's one of the things about manifestation and the secret is just because you put things on your vision board doesn't mean you could go back and just, meditate on it and expect it to appear. Things do not appear. One of the secrets of manifestation is not only to visualize it and to ingest the emotions and involved in having that situation come to reality, but take action or active steps in the direction of your goals and your dreams. As you're moving, and regardless of if it's a snail's pace or what, it helps to bring things to life. It's almost as if you put on your vision board you wanted to run a marathon, but then you've never run a day in your life. But you decide that, you know what, I'm going to either hire a trainer or I'm going to just start running around the local park a couple days a week to build my stamina and or even decide that you're going to Google how to run a marathon and use the steps given to you on how you can achieve those goals. What are the steps of getting to a marathon? How long before a marathon do you need to start training, and what do you need to do? How many miles do you need to go per day, per week? Is there any nutritional information you need? That's the point that I'm trying to make. Is this is for you to get you on the road of getting your business. And if you already have a business, which is fabulous, but then, okay, this is driving me crazy. You already have a business, that's great. I could also help you take it to the next level. What are the dreams and desires and goals that you have? And what do I see in there? And heck, sometimes I see things that you don't see or you're not even thinking about that I see you achieving. How does that change your steps as an entrepreneur right now in terms of what you're doing? You know, I gave Lizzie, I gave her steps for her to start sussing out what she's going to do in her business. I gave her action plan on what to do that week, and she actually put it into work. Same thing with you. Everybody's action plan is different. Everybody's business is different. Everybody's goals are different. And the readings are specific to you. It's not a general format plan in which, I follow some template and this is what we do. Because honestly, every single reading I do is very different. And the way I get the information for each client is very different. Sometimes it could be a loud yelling in my ear feeling, or it could be a soft whisper from my guides. Each one is specifically different and tailored to each client. So here's what you can do. Before I book up and you don't get an opportunity to do this, click the link below, schedule your deep dive reading, and let's get moving forward. I'm happy to work with you, and I'm happy to help you achieve your goals. So I look forward to doing a deep dive reading with you soon. So this is Tanya Brown with Lauren St. Julian. Thanks for watching, and have a pleasant day.